Hello Pokemon fans, and welcome to another edition of the Pokemon Report. In today's video, we are going to be looking at Pokemon to watch out for on Halloween night. These may not be the most dangerous Pokemon, but they will certainly get you in the mood for trick-or-treating. Everyone likes seeing the decorations out for Halloween, but there may be Pokemon hiding at every turn. One Pokemon to be on the lookout for is Cofagrigus. This Pokemon may be lurking in your neighbor's yard, just waiting to swallow up the next unsuspecting trick-or-treater. Cofagrigus is typically found in ancient ruins, but there is a chance one could have been brought to your neighborhood by mistake. If you do find yourself trapped by this Pokemon, your only hope is to give it a gold nugget. It may just spare you from being turned into a mummy. Next, we have a ghost-type Pokemon from the Hoenn region. Banette is the evolved form of Shuppet, and it might be the creepiest looking Pokemon on this list. Its backstory definitely adds to the spooky factor. The Pokedex entries go from scary to downright terrifying. We start in Ruby, which tells us that Banette generates energy for laying strong curses by sticking pins into its own body. This Pokemon was originally a pitiful plush doll that was thrown away. Emerald version ups the ante by telling us that they are said to live in garbage dumps and wander about in search of children that threw them away. The entries get a bit tamer after that until we get into Pokemon Ultra Sun that tells us it's a stuffed toy that was thrown away and became possessed, ever searching for the one who threw it away so it can exact its revenge. Wow, Banette is definitely ready for Halloween. How could we get dressed up for Halloween and leave behind our ghost fairy friend from the Alola region? Mimikyu is dressed and ready to go for Halloween. Mimikyu may be dressed as a Pikachu for Halloween, but he certainly is not a fan. Mimikyu's true form hides inside its costume and is said to be lonely and shy, and often cries through the night while repairing the rips in its costume. Ultra Moon's Pokedex entry states, a gust of wind revealed what hides underneath this Pokemon's rag to a passing trainer, who went home and died painfully that very night. Let's hope we can show Mimikyu a fun night out and survive the night. I couldn't decide which Pokemon I liked better for this spot on the list, so I'm going to leave it up to you to decide for yourself. These two Pokemon may look cute, but don't let their baby-like forms trick you. Litwick may look like a harmless candle, but let's examine the Pokedex entries from X and Y. While shining a light and pretending to be a guide, Litwick shines a light that absorbs the life energy of Pokemon and people, which becomes the fuel that it burns. So, if you see a Litwick that doesn't belong to you, stay away. Phantump is our other cute but sneaky Pokemon. Of course, Phantump has the perfect look for Halloween, but how did these Pokemon come to be? Pokemon Sun tells us, these Pokemon are stumps possessed by the spirits of children who died in the forest. Their cries sound like eerie screams. Now, if that weren't creepy enough, the Dex entry for Ultra Sun says, by imitating the voice of a child, it causes people to get hopelessly lost deep in the forest. It's trying to make friends with them. If you are going out to trick or treat this Halloween, be on the lookout for Phantump and stay away from the forest. We can't have a Halloween Pokemon team without the tiny embodiment of the Grim Reaper. Duskull has been used by the parents of the Hoenn region for many years to scare their children. The Pokedex entry from Sapphire tells us that this Pokemon will spirit away bad children who earn scoldings from their mothers. Platinum goes on to tell us that Duskull loves the cries of children and will often pop out of walls to scare bad children into tears. If you are out and about this Halloween, I hope you have been good. Otherwise, Duskull may be waiting for you. The final Pokemon to beware of on Halloween night is likely hiding all around your neighborhood. Jack-o'-lanterns are a fall favorite, which makes Gourgeist an especially dangerous Pokemon. Along with his base form Pumpkaboo, Gourgeist is one of the only two Pokemon who can learn the move Trick or Treat. This move can turn anyone into a ghost, so you definitely want to watch out. If you hear an eerie song in the streets this Halloween, it is definitely time to run. These 6 Pokemon are certainly the most dangerous Pokemon on Halloween night, but there are a number of other Pokemon who are excited to go out for Halloween as well. Here are 2 honorable mentions that we left in the PC. By now, most of you have probably seen this picture of Pokemon in costume for Halloween. If we take a closer look at Pikachu, we see that he is wearing a Mimikyu costume. Clearly, Mimikyu is not impressed. And come on, Pikachu, wearing a costume of a Pokemon who is wearing a costume of you? Aren't we a little full of ourselves? Finally, we come to Cubone, the original Pokemon that was wearing something of another Pokemon's. Cubone's story is probably one of the most depressing in the whole game. The yellow version dex entry states, Cubone always wears the skull of its deceased mother on its head and never shows its face. It cries mournfully in the moonlight. Probably not what you want to take with you to trick or treat, but hey, at least it's in costume. Well, maybe not. That's going to do it for this episode. Thank you for tuning into the Pokemon Report. Comment down below with which Pokemon you're taking with you this Halloween, or what Pokemon you hope to catch while you're out. Please give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and be sure to subscribe. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in our next encounter.